Good evening, everyone, or morning, or afternoon, I guess it is actually. It's close to 3 o'clock. Whatever. Anyways, it's Sparks here, back for more Final Fantasy XIV. We'll be continuing with the story, so let's just get straight into it. First, we're going to wrap up all the side quests we had. While I'm doing this, I have made myself what is technically my brunch, because I actually haven't had breakfast yet. Been really weird for food this week because of being sick. Sparks, the necklace is back from the lapidary. He had nothing but fond memories of Mistress Tataru and was eager to pour his everything into the restoration. The result is magnificent. The original sapphire, accented with black pearl from the ruby sea, and rose shell of Wereld, united by a length of matcha leather, a singular necklace symbolizing Mistress Tataru's past and present. By the sisters, what a remarkable gift. However, it wants for a finishing touch. Preferably by your hand, Sparks. And after hearing about your visit to Palakistan, I know just the thing. In short, we will be proposing a new line of products to help our people feel closer to their roots, yes? So, in honor of Mistress Tataru's roots, I'd like you to inscribe a symbol of Nal Thal upon the back of the pendant. It would be an honor. I'm a craftsman, so yeah, I can do it. Heck, I've got goldsmithing. With painstaking effort and unwavering focus, you engrave the symbol of the trader onto Tataru's necklace. Any who behold it will surely know, beyond the shadow of a doubt, his final flourish was the product of your heroic hand. I'm sure she will adore it. Our work is officially done. I've just received word from Mistress Tataru. She should be arriving in Scholar's Harbor soon. Let's go and meet her there. I wasn't expecting a personal escort from the docks, though I dare say I could grow accustomed to it. How was your time in Palakistan? Did you find it worthwhile? There's gonna share the story. So while they do have interest in our equipment, the matters of recovery are their greater concern at present. Recovery, yes, but also growth, which may lead to a lucrative opportunity for the boutique, if you'll permit me to suggest another new product. Or if you offered handcrafts designed and produced by the people of Palakistan, authentic works representative of Hannish culture. For those of us living abroad, reminders of home would do wonders to ease feelings of estrangement, and for others, such pieces would be appreciated as beautiful works of art. Our village is up to the task. You will not be disappointed. Doubt not their conviction, Mistress Tataru. She doesn't. A product that embodies Thavner's spiritual beauty to be shared with the whole world. Our boutique should offer nothing less. Though we've made wonderful progress with our samples, I believe it's time for a change of pace. And handcrafts born from a heartfelt desire to celebrate one's culture is bound to resonate with others. Given her eagerness, I presume Magina intends to stay and help facilitate this new venture. While you, Hasta, you felt the call to return to Thavner rather more strongly, as I recall. Yes, well, after talking with everyone home, I realized that living apart from them does not mean I must forsake my childhood dreams of service. I believe I can best serve my people by staying in Shalyan and continuing to work at the boutique. If you'll have me. With pleasure. Mrs. Tataru, if it would not be untoward, we would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation for everything you've done for us. This is at the culmination of everything that we've worked for. I hope we can actually see it. Not untoward at all. Rest assured that I graciously accept all offerings of praise and adoration, especially ones as fine as this. But, oh my goodness, it's adorable. That is beautiful. How queer. The sapphire looks remarkably like the one my... Sparks. Is this my mother's sapphire? Hers. So now rightfully yours. It's hers. It's really hers. Never in my life did I imagine I'd see this jewel again. It was part of a family heirloom. When my mother was married, she received it from her mother. How her eyes sparkled when she spoke of one day giving it to me. I'll never forget. When Father's business failed, we lost everything. It was the last I saw of it. Though your heirloom did not survive its entirety, Master Pippin managed to recover the sapphire. From there, we collected parts from clients during sample deliveries and commissioned the necklace you now hold. Now that I think of it, Sparks often did receive mysterious gifts on those visits. So that's what it was about. Time after time I am reminded that a fortune in coin promises only a fraction of what a wealth of friendship provides. When my family lost its last gil, I became a lapidary's apprentice, and that's how I met a certain miner named Minphilia. We hit it off instantly. Every time she brought in gems for appraisal, chatting every time she brought in gems for appraisal. Then one day she came not with her usual haul, with an invitation to join the Path of the 12. The rest, as they say, is history. One serendipitous meeting that led to so many others, led to so many incredible adventures. that saw a poor little girl reunited with a priceless memento. Our teachings say that there is more ugliness than beauty in this world. To live is to suffer, but we never need suffer alone. And what is more beautiful than the bonds we share with others? Indeed, it is these connections that give meanings to our lives. Connections for which I too am grateful, and thus compelled to advise that we return to the Agora. The counter remains unmanned, and we mustn't neglect our clients. Quite right, quite right. Back to work with the lot of us. We've got new products to plan. Sparks, on behalf of the entire boutique, allow me to thank you for all you have done. I'm ashamed to admit that in our excitement to prepare Mistress Tataru's surprise, Varsaru and I failed to prepare something for you. And that sounds like the cue for Mistress Tataru. Very soon, Sparks here will no doubt embark upon another journey to corners of the world unknown, as he is wont to do. So, to wish you well in making new friends, and to remind you of those who will always hold you in their hearts, I have prepared Bespoke Chocobo Barding, crafted with love by one Tataru Taru. New Chocobo Barding, nice. I dare say the boutique will be embarking upon its own adventure in the coming days, and with true adventure, invariably comes tribulation. But with your compassion, resourcefulness, and reliability, I have every confidence that we shall succeed in our respective endeavors. To ever higher returns of both coin and camaraderie. Oh, and don't think just because you're running off to the other side of the world that I don't intend to solicit your future involvement, Sparks. You won't escape me that easily. Wayfarer's Barding. I can't wait to see it. She went through the effort of making it for him. I'm putting it on. Right, next stop, the Studium. Not what I want to do there. I wanted to check which one's the lower levels. Okay. Well, first things first. Fisher. What do you mean I don't possess the required item? Ah, god damn it. It has to be a collectible version, which requires you using a specific skill, but there's no guarantee that that... Hold on. Splendid. While fishing under the effect of Collector's Glove, fish landed with gathers collectibles, affecting collectability. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go and redo that one, which is annoying. It's a specific skill. I didn't realize it had to be that version. I thought it was just gonna be the simple catch the fish. Kind of silly, but whatever. Oh my, what fine specimens you found. It's so vibrant. Yes, these will be most helpful indeed. Thank you. These rocks are used to create the vibrant dyes Hanish clothing is often known for. They see each color has its own special meaning in their culture. She needs to improve relations. Well, I've delivered all 6, so we should unlock the next part of the story. They take the items we brought and set to work emulating Hanish culture. Oh, those look tasty. Most colorful, would you not agree? The last one would surely freeze to death wearing these clothes in Charlian for very long. And while their cuisine is quite delectable, I must say it is rather spicy for my own palate. Perhaps their love for spices developed out of necessity? A fine hypothesis indeed, Hinageshi. Food is prone to expire all too quickly in climes such as Razat Han's. Copious use of spices not only helps to increase one's appetite, it also masks any unpleasant odors that may come from food on the brink of spoiling. And with spoiling food comes the risk of harmful bacteria, a likely reason for the region's struggle with sickness over the years. I can think of no better catalyst to spur innovation in medicine through the mastery of alchemy. This, for example, a tonic to raise the body's core temperature to protect from the cold. Resourceful as always. Thank you, Professor. Returning to their penchant for colorful hues. I really understand their reasoning for that as well. Simply put, primary colors stand out even under the unrelenting rays of the sun. Hence, everything from their buildings to their bracelets are made of bold primary colors. Each color represents different concepts. Red, for example, represents fire. Its close relative orange represents the spiritual fire that rages within one's soul, the very source of light itself. This is why they believe orange to be an auspicious color for would-be mothers and the like. Would-be? You don't say. Why, that is good to know, Professor. What else can you tell us of Razat Han? Oh, plenty. But I find experience to be a better teacher. So come. Let us live as the Hanish do, and I'm sure we will happened upon countless discoveries. Well, this is all going rather swimmingly. I hope this research might bring us closer together. I never dreamed we would end up living together. Of course, it would not have been possible without your help, and for that, you have my thanks. Ooh, our esteem level has increased. So, once we reach a level 83, which both classes are currently at level 82, we can continue. But, so that'll have to wait a while. I'll have to do things that'll get me lots of experience. But right now, let's see. Right, the one will give us enough to level up, so... And that's all three, or five rather. Almost enough to level up. Right, and that's the first level finished. Thank you. Without your help, I had no hope of ever finishing Star Lens. Listen here, dude. Today I'm going to show you how to make the most of what should be the best summers of your life. Are you familiar with the concept of barbecues? Barbecues? It is a culinary practice originating from the archipelagos off the coast of the New World. Various cuts of meat are thoroughly braised over the span of half a day. Many of our peers prefer studying alone in dreary silence, but that is not so with the Poetry Club. Gather around the fire of the barbecue, discussing the finer points of literature, reciting poetry as we watch the meat smoke and sear. Perhaps the flames that sear the meat will finally ignite a fire in your heart, large enough to propel you into action. Long last you'll be able to declare your undying love for that homely, yet somehow still alluring girl. What do you say? Honestly, I don't know why you would come to me with such a proposal. Join our poetry club, Jude. Just have one taste, and you'll realize exactly what you're missing out on. Jeremiah, you live boldly and elegantly. Unlike you, however, I am a solitary creature. Just the thought of eating across from another is enough to send chills down my spine. Surely you at least take meals with your peers. You are my only friend. Wow. You jest. I never learned how to make friends. They don't teach you that at school. But further evidence you mustn't remain here alone and isolated. I'll continue to visit until I get that through your thick head. Jeremiah never fails to impress me. Just admit you have a crush on him already. He has so many friends who, unlike me, are all outgoing and full of cheer. Seems to be having so much fun. If only I could be more like him. With a bit of effort, you can. Alright, now my situation will get us nowhere. Cheer up, dude. I was looking down, you'll forget to look at the stars. Think you're witty, huh? It seems I am beyond help. Hey, I was joking. Thank you for that. However, perhaps I would not have needed comforting had your words not cut so deep. I am, after all, an extremely fragile creature. With that said, we still lack the necessary parts to complete the star lens. So I have a few things to take care of. But you're hearing from me again before long. Thanks to his encouragement, my heart, which was as weak as a mammoth, has now grown a bit tougher. Tough enough to match pudding. Aww. Poor thing. Marginally scary individual. Wow. Just wow. Alright, Alchemist is the only one that's going to benefit from this. Or can. Oh, we've maxed out our crafter's scripts. I have nothing to spend them on, though, so I actually don't care. Actually, no, I shouldn't. I don't want to waste the transaction, so we need to find a script exchanger. There is one around here, surely. I actually need to find out where the script exchanges are. There we go, got it. Right, is there one in Old Charlian? Yes, is the answer to that question. .9.3. Wait. That sounds like it's right around here. Huh, so it is. How do I get purple? That is a very good question. How do we get purple? I'll find out in a moment, but first, let's see if there are several things we don't have. The only one that can't be equipped is the culinarian one. But that will quickly change. So I might as well as get it. I should actually go through all of these and make sure they're all fully equipped. Hold on, actually. Good. Better. I'll organize that properly later. So that's armor. Goldsmith. Leatherworker is good. Weaver, now all better. And we just did Alchemist, so yay! Now at least when we go and turn in things, we'll get the full reward. Thank you, Sparks. After trying a little taste, I can safely say that you've managed to hit the sweet spot. Not overly mild and not overly rich. In making her for successful delivery, you've begun to earn her blah blah blah. We've already delivered all the items. With your sweetener added to the mix, I went ahead and baked a second test batch of Panaloaf. As a result, well, I took some samples over to the last stand for the customers to try. And they said the taste was passable. It was a significant improvement over the nausea-inducing wretchedness of the original recipe. As I'd hoped, a little sweetness was instrumental in tying the myriad flavors together. The key here being a little sweetness. We won't go overboard and endanger the nutritional balance of our perfect meal. Oh, I'm told one of our regulars is at his table today. And he's a man with a slightly particular palate. I'll wait over and ask for his impression of our second batch. You may ask, what did you think of the bread, sir? Not bad, not bad. I give the flavor a passing grade. The texture, however, needs some attention. The texture. It's not overly noticeable with a bite-sized sample, but after one or two full slices, everyone might begin to struggle with a somewhat dry and powdery consistency. I had not considered that. Thank you for your most valuable insight, sir. We'll certainly keep that in mind for future batches. Well, that was a much-needed reminder. In a rush to enhance flavor, I neglected to account for the changes in the texture. Introducing a sweetener must have affected the consistency of the dough. Nothing is ever simple, is it? Improving the texture will be our next task, then. I'll give the problem some thought. Then we can work together on creating a solution. Yeah, I'm a reliable baker. Okay. And last, but certainly not least, Marusha. I should probably just focus on the one class for now. So Great work. I can see you're a fine craftsman indeed. Thank the gods for sending you our way. Truly splendid work. My little friend is looking much better already. Oh, it feels like watching my own child growing up. That you're here to help means more than you know. I'm glad to see you in such high spirits, Professor. Truly I am. But is it really wise for us to use the entirety of our remaining budget on this project? Oh, Borg, lighten up. Have I ever steered you wrong in the past? I suppose not. Even so, you must forgive me if I feel uneasy seeing our coffer so thoroughly emptied. Better the money is used than left to gather dust, I say. While I do agree that being miserly serves little purpose, the opposite extreme may not be the best approach. Well, there's no need for you to fret, Sparks. I have set aside more than enough scripts to see you duly compensated for your efforts. Enough talk of boring old financial matters. I believe it is time for us to start work on our little friends inside. However, know that this will be an altogether more difficult process than reinforcing its exterior. Let me know when you feel up to the task. Okay. Just something I want to check. Because I did notice that we had gatherer scripts there. So we'll make sure that we definitely had the full set. Good. Alright. Now, what we needed for our next mission was giant ether lice. Which are found in Labyrinthos near the entrance. I don't know if it's near the entrance to Labyrinthos. Then I'm better off taking the walking route. Ugh, still fighting off my cold. Now my nose is all blocked. And again, I guess I did just have a slightly spicy meal, which tends to open the sinuses, so it may be a double-edged sword. Ah, well. Okay. So it was, what was it? 18 and then 5? Yeah. 18.3. 5.6. So around there. I'll take a closer look at my chocobo when the sun comes on. Right, we need to get some gold salmon roe first before we get to work on that. I have it marked on the map, so that'll save me a bit of time. But we need to get some gold salmon roe. Where do I get gold salmon roe is the question. Hopefully it's not a script exchange item. And it's just a purchase with money thing. Actually, do I have some? No, that's just regular salmon roe. Alright, I definitely don't have it. So let's go over to... here. Oh God. Sorry, I'm just annoyed at how stuffy my nose is. Let's see. Let's bring... Right, there's a tool supplier. Fieldcraft, not tools. Oh, that's tools. I don't want tools. I want items. Okay. I need to find out where I get gold salmon roe. In Old Charlian. Because there should be some available here somewhere. Yes. The person is at 12.7, 10.3, or 4.9, 9.3. Both selling at the same price. So, let's see. So, 12.7. 10.3. One of them? None of them said general, did they? I see apothecary. Apothecary. The apothecary has it. That's so silly. But there it is. Now, we'll be fishing right here on this beach. With our gold salmon roe and the collect option enabled. We have zero control over the collectability because it's directly related to their size. So we just have to hope we get ones that are big enough. Not what I want. It's prize catch. Okay. How did that work again? How does... I'm gonna need to look it up properly. Okay. Oh, non-collectible versions of these fish have no purpose, apparently. Am I doing this wrong? No, I just have to have the quest active. Right, so long as collect is active, I should catch it. I just have to get lucky. I should really use surface slap whenever I get something that's useless to me. Oh yeah, the non-collectible versions have no use, so I'll throw those. This is why it annoys me, these kind of missions where you have to do it, where it's totally random chance. Miner and botanist are relatively easy to complete because there's no RNG involved unless an item is hidden. But even then, you'll know it's there and be able to collect it directly. Hold on. Why would it... Right, just gonna discard the non-collectible versions. Right, so it just gives... That's what'll happen if I do manage to catch it. It'll give me a message saying, would you like to keep this? The other annoying thing about this is that with the other ones, I can manipulate the collectability. But this... I'm bound by whatever I catch. So I can't maximize the XP gain for this one, unlike I could with the other two. I just have to hope for the best. And you can only use identical catch once per round. Once in a row. Can't just keep using until you run out of energy. No, I need to be able to use identical catch. It'll save me some time when I do catch them. Please be an ether lice. I'll take it, but I'm not sure I can use it. I'm gonna get an extra one. I can dispose of them if I don't need them. We got 4. We need at least 2 more. But I'm gonna try and catch extra, just in case. Do, 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 do. Come on, little fishy. Come to me. I think they needed to be at least 79 or something. So that low one is not good. But I don't know. So I might as well keep it for now. We just need to catch at least one more that's got a score of over 100. That will be set. Also, look at him. His barding is adorable. Okay, I think that'll do. While I'm down here, though. This has inspired other games. I can't think of anything that this would have been inspired by. I can think of something that it inspired. Can I help you with something? Yes, in fact, my apologies for intruding upon your break, but is Margaret available for a chat? Or no, she left for Thesaurus, I think. She mentioned something about a request or getting something off her chest. I couldn't say for sure. Thesaurus is a collective that oversees the allocation of research material, so naturally they have a branch here in Charlotte Hamlet. From quills to guild ship commissions, Thesaurus is a one-stop provider of countless invaluable services. They're committed to ensuring our researchers have what they need to perform their work effectively and efficiently. I'm sure Margaret will be kind enough to expound upon their offerings in exhausting detail when we find her. It's building just across the plaza. Just checking some. This fishing rod is really nice, though. Oh god, when he uses it as a weapon, he doesn't even unpack it. Just keeps it all bundled up so he can really hit people with it. Ooh, what's this? Here we are, assuming we'll find Margaret with our receptionist. I should have to explain that it is an affront to common sense. Our development of Labyrinthos' infrastructure has been painstakingly rational, as befits this intellectual community. We never shirked our duty to share the returns of our research, be they informational or monetary. Employers' ledgers can surely attest to the equitable distribution of such dividends. Since this rational system is designed to create a self-sustaining cycle of funding for our research, we ought to conclude that nothing is rotten in the state of Charlie and Hamlet. But do you know what is rotten, Hodge? What is hastening our decay, body and soul? The God's damned chairs, Hodge. The blank, soulless walls. The complete inability to requisition anything deemed irrelevant to our research, despite the abundant benefits they may provide. The sustainment of the sanity and well-being of our researchers. Tell me, is the mighty Labyrinthos bereft of wealth or compassion? I'd like to know, Hodge. When I said she was eager to share her opinions, I confess this was not what I had in mind. Margaret, would you kindly stop berating Hodge for doing his job? Berating? No, I am merely submitting a request for answers regarding systemic failures whilst offering my assessment of the situation. But now that you're here, sir, perhaps you can use your authority to remedy this latest injustice. Would that I could, Margaret. Sadly, our resources have their limits. But I assure you that our associates at the Soros will continue to make every effort to ensure each request receives due consideration. Furthermore, in light of the correspondence I have received from your collaborators, you have more pressing matters to attend to. They say, and I quote, "We appreciate your concerns regarding the current schedule. Nevertheless, we wish to proceed according to schedule projections. Respectfully yours, etc., etc." Why? Why does this always happen? What about the word impossible is so difficult to comprehend? Do they think we're exaggerating? Or is the air too thin at the mountaintops of privilege from which our superiors deign to issue commandments? Why is it that when we dare to hope that perhaps this time, it'll be different, it always ends in the same catastrophe of unlearned lessons? Do it again, but faster. Sacrifice health, hygiene, and personal happiness as you feed the furnace, its hunger for your labor insatiable. Oh, minions, render up your everything on the altar of glorious progress. Oh, I like you. You're fun. Oh, I can't stand it anymore. Take my life, my liberty, believe me. My fluffy bed, I've only just remembered its gentle caress. But no, after ripping us from the bosom of what meager comfort our servitude affords, they now expect us to bruise our buttocks upon chairs harder than the heads of the whole forum combined. All the slacks that greedy gill pinchers refuse to replace on the grounds they are not essential for our work, despite the cries of our lower backs for succor. Mournful and ceaseless and distracting, stifling genius and innovation. I swear to you here and now that I will make you a new chair if you stop talking. Wait a moment, I've seen you somewhere before. Ether tanks, that's right, ether tanks, I remember. Wait, you'd make me a chair? So in other words, you're an artisan. And a humorist too, I see. You're just as most welcome in these trying times. I doubt I was half the help to you as you would be to me, but I'm prepared to impose upon your goodwill if you will give us even an ounce of respite. May I? Knew it. You exude the kindness other people in our immediate vicinity decidedly lack. Get straight to the point. Our bums are sore and our backs are curled like finger shrimps. Anything to help alleviate our pain would be gratefully appreciated. Cushions, massage instruments, herbal supplements, anything. And should you fear that a surplus of generosity might go to waste, no, there is no shortage of achy researchers in my laboratory, so all donations will be put to good use. Rest assured you will be compensated with more than our glowing attitude, too. You adventuring types like those colorful scripts, don't you? Well, I have a veritable tons of them left over from an old project, so they are yours should they bring you joy. While your gesture humbles us, I would hate to think Margaret is pressuring you with her overzealousness. Are you sure this arrangement would not be an imposition? Nah, I can do it. Well, it's your prerogative, and I am sure your efforts will be appreciated by all. Hodge, coordinate with the distributor of Margaret's scripts so he may establish a provisional exchange in these offices for our new partner's convenience. Understood. Ready Yankee at the far desk will see that you are furnished with whatever supplies you require. Don't hesitate to make use of our services. I have other missives in need of delivery, so I shall leave you to it. But please, take care not to overexert yourself. Be advised I will hold you responsible if he does. Right, to avoid Theopold's wrath, why don't we start with 3 items or so. Your best material for backache in exchange for my colorful scripts. Look forward to seeing what you deliver. Alright, we got a new custom delivery, one that I've never done before. We now have 3, I believe. One of which I think I accidentally unlocked without realizing that was one of the new ones, because it was in a location, because the 2 other new ones are in areas that were added in Endwalker, but one of them is in an older area. It's a weird choice. Anyways. 2. Might as well just fly out of here. There's an entrance there, and that runs all the way up to there. Isn't there another thing like... Yeah, there are 3 things like that. Wait, is it only 3? 1, 2, 3. I feel like there should be a 4th. Ew, that's weird. The design of this place screams there should be equality and such. Ugh. Oh god. Ugh, I may go for a nap soon. Go for another hour or two. Right. So now we go turn in a quest over there. Then I'm gonna quickly stop in at the hotel and change out my outfit a bit. Hopefully I succeeded this time. Are they all organized in decreasing value? Yep. Yeah, we're gonna get the minimum amount of XP out of this. But no, 70 was what I needed, so we could have stopped, but oh well. Now this is a remarkable catch. Impressive specimens like these will give me even more quality data. Can't thank you enough. Thanks to your efforts, I've been able to compile a full set of reference data. Now we can finally get started on spots further afield. For that, I haven't yet explained my research to you in detail, have I? Simply put, there's a certain hypothesis I want to prove. In my studies over the years, I have come to believe that much like the tide ebbs and flows with the phases of the moon, so too do the underwater ether currents that cover our entire planet. When the concentration of ether in any given current changes, aquatic life in the area grows more or less abundant, which ultimately affects the currents of the ocean itself. My hope is that if I can prove this and accurately predict these changes, I might theoretically identify the best times for fishing, and even know when it's safest to navigate the seas. Needless to say, it will be a major breakthrough. I'm one step closer to realizing it all, thanks to you. Ah, look, it looks like your research is progressing well. Professor Ne. I heard that your friend here had started gathering samples for you, so I brought a few choice tomes with me that might serve to point you in the right direction. As always, you are too kind, Professor. I can't thank you enough. Don't mention it. When the time comes that your research bears fruit, that'll be all the thanks I need. Your mind for developing compelling hypotheses has always impressed me. You lacked only for a skilled gleaner to help you overcome the limits of your affliction. I'll be watching this new partnership of yours with great interest. Phew, well, that actually wasn't so bad. Just having you around has already taken a huge weight off my shoulders. Up until now, Hersenelli's confidence in me only made me feel pressure to deliver something that I wasn't even sure I was capable of. But now I've finally started to make some tangible progress, and it's all because of you. The first time I feel like I may have a bright future in academia after all. Yee. Yes, I have a feeling everything is going to go swimmingly. No pun intended, as long as you're by my side. Ooh, hello. Is that the giant ether leech? Is that... I thought they were kidding about how big it is. Jesus Christ. They could just take your head off. They call it a leech? What does it feed on? Well, I guess they call it an ether leech, so it's feeding on ether. But apparently everything is comprised of ether. So what are you feeding on, mate? What is big enough to sustain you? Also, we brought you 6, but you only kept 1. Where are the other 6? Are they in... There is nothing in this room that could contain them. Where the frick are they? You know what? Let's not question it. Just move on. We can't do any of the more quests around here until we hit a higher level. And... Can't do that until we do more. Until we have... Let's see. A lot more of these. Oh well. I'm gonna go change my outfit. Oof. One moment, please. Okay, this place is not that big on the exterior. Alright, story. Just straight into it. Can't go to our in-room here until after the story. Oh, Krell has her hood down. Good. She should have it down more often, really. Thank you for coming on such short notice. Forgive us for sending you so... for sending for you so soon after your trials in the Void. To say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence. But Arenville is. He stopped by recently, you see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Sparks to meet. He also mentioned that he would be tending to business at the studio. Shall we look for him there? Alright. So I'll go to my glamour dresser. Check my glamour plates. Starting gear. Basic DPS gear. Basic tank gear. Spellcaster gear. Gear from missions, which I should really just remove from plates. Silent Adventurer robe. Prince. That's a traveler jacket. Wild Rose. Leonhardt. Manderville. I should really get the appropriate shoes to go with these. And remove all jewelry from it. Gonna leave the necklace. Or the scarf, rather. Yeah, I can work with this. Then I need to go into my portraits. I might take more time to do something special with these at some point in the future, but for now, that'll do. Hold on. Who's got the least amount of stuff on them right now? That would be Ellie. There we go. Okay. Ooh, hold on. Do you know that feeling where you want to sneeze, but you can't? It is the fucking worst. Ugh. There, we're now back in this outfit. Could have probably walked. Now then, where is Erinville?
Erinville!
Oh goody, it's a voiced scene.
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
Nah.
I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
Good question.
The New World. Tural.
Wow.
You went to Tural? Then the person who you wish to introduce...
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
Well, it seems you've lost her.
Did she wander off?
No, there she is.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well,
Huh.
while you were exploring, your candidate came to us. This is him. The adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Ooh, you weren't exaggerating. It's plain he's no ordinary
Holy
man.
shit! Okay, I saw the trailer.
Muklamat, claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
I remember seeing the trailer that revealed we were gonna get these as playable characters in the next expansion. I didn't think we'd be seeing one in this as part of the patch. But I guess it makes sense. Whenever a new character is introduced, or sorry, whenever a new race is introduced, they always try and incorporate them and have a representative for them somewhere in the story. Sometimes they do so in very nice ways that fit in with the culture of the location that they're introducing. Other times it's just, let's just throw one in here and then it's done. But goddamn, we just met a claimant to the throne. So that either means she's a rebel who's trying to claim the throne, or there's dispute over the throne and she's one of the people that's fighting for her place.
Truly your law.
It's Tural's governing nation. The capital bears the same name.
I know she's gonna have art of her already. That probably came out, like, on Tuesday.
I'll get to the point. I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Given the magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
Of course, of course.
Ooh, I'm loving the animation on her.
Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural. The Rite of Succession. Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne. As daughter to its
Also,
present
she's a
keeper,
warrior, and I
will
love her
participate.
weapon.
And I have
pretty
every
cool.
intention of winning.
Right. So she is princess and needs to prove that she deserves to be the next in line for the throne. Okay.
I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you. A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew to the edge of existence and saved our star.
Her accent is
She asked
interesting.
who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
I'm trying to figure out her accent.
Wait, let's all just slow down. Wooklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tural?
Who voices her will be my question. Okay. Try to see if I can find anything about her. Nope, can't find much, but whatever.
Tulihyolal is a nation of many peoples, not only the Mamulsha, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That said, its present ruler is a Mamulsha, and one blessed with two heads besides. He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own, and that's what matters.
That's why she's not automatically in line.
So that is the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage. But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met.
Yep.
If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me.
True.
No, this is only a rumor. But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast, Valyarmanda.
Huh.
Tell me that doesn't pique your interest.
Golden City. I've heard about it before.
So the tales have reached even these shores. I can't help but feel proud.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says
Wow.
the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child. Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Tuliolal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
Huh. She's wearing shamrock earrings.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be
You'll often see her with her hood down or an angle that
I need capable
focuses
and
on her
dependable
ears.
companions. So, let's go on a hunt together. There's no better way to get acquainted.
Huh. Okay. The game is afoot. Okay, sorry. Hold on a moment. Yep, something in my headphones snapped completely. Or bent or snapped or something's happened to it anyways. So they're not sitting right on my head. I'm gonna need to sort something out about that. Yeah, do so later. It's time to see not only Tyrrell, but the fabled Golden City besides. The stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mind. There's still a great deal we do not know. So let's begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor in the manner she suggests. Not certain what might be a suitable location for a hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Ham. They were there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course. But according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. I believe that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. By your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition. The owl isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. That works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tyrrell. Wherever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have a chance to get acquainted. We actually have our two representatives for races here. Arenvel was the representative for male Vieira. or we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions. My apologies. If I must see to some preparations, pray go on ahead. The island I will join you as soon as possible. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbor. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. We will need one more party member. If we want to do this via duty support. If it's not just gonna be a, you know, solo duty. Because it sounds like a dungeon to me. I might as well walk, it's not far. And we'll still have a bit to walk after we teleport. Oh, that's so pretty. Fear my glowing scythe. Wait, hold on. Aw. I was just checking because it looked as if the part around the center was its wrappings coming undone and getting engulfed in light. Such a pretty weapon. I do want to upgrade it again though. So, yeah, this is just a duty. So, we have to take a ship. Barely set foot on dry land. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt! Come on, let's get going. Still crossing the plane sequence, it is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes. Eye level will be synced down. Oh, this is going to be a challenge.
From here, we must walk.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural. Oh, a white bear. I wonder what it tastes like.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
I know. So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
Yep.
Aye, the Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's like to have toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
He has. Kona's my second older brother. And until recently, he was a student in the city. He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day. And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
He went
That's
to
good.
the studium. Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder, like you, he'd be royalty, yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand, that his identity might remain secret.
Ah, makes
Being
sense.
Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see. One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask whatever you like. I don't mind. But I maintain, hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
I do want to know about her
The researchers should be up ahead.
eldest brother.
Let's find them and learn what we can. The researchers should be just ahead. There. The building to the northeast.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
Don't know what's getting them riled up, but I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right, let's hunt our fill.
I just have to hope my eye level is high enough to get me through this.
Look! Someone's in trouble.
Yeah, taste my axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
I wonder if she'd still act as the tank if we were, you know, playing a tank. Oh, thank goodness you come out. Take it you're the one who answered our petition. Wait, aren't you? You're a Spark, the adventurer who saved our star. Would that our meeting was under bare circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. You'll find more of the same across the castle. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. If you give me a moment, I can finish checking our equipment.
You really are famous.
Yep.
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Quite an interesting contraption you've got here.
Is that our petitioner? Let's go and have a chat.
Huh, we're going a way that we couldn't go before. Interesting. The adventurer come to answer my petition, I presume. We're most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The islands beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Yeah, because the quill ain't threats you find. Search for traces of the beast responsible for all this. If you should find anything at all, we would be grateful if you would share it with us.
I'll handle this.
Well then.
Is that all? Come on, let's pick up the creature's trail.
Huh. You find ravaged beast remains torn to shreds by sharp
These claw
talons.
marks. I've seen their like before.
You have you?
It's starting to feel like a proper hunt.
Tattered plumage. Find feathers scattered about the ground. There are signs of fierce struggle.
Feathers. But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
You presume it's even safe to eat?
Really? Leavings? The cloying stench of fresh leavings is still your nostrils. Wherever beast left these, it's like they're
Still
still close
fresh.
by.
Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
True.
Do you suppose they're upset with stuff at home?
Probably.
If they're spoiling for a fight, they've got one.
Let's head back and report what we found.
Yep. Yep, I hear it too.
Powerful wings and razor-sharp talons. Worthy prey.
Whoa, giant parrot.
Ah! What is that thing?
It's a colibri.
It speaks?
Not really, it just mimics.
It's heading towards the falls.
I'll stay with the researchers. The creature, I leave to you.
Yep.
Come, Woklamat.
Right.
Come on. It's just a talking bird. It's not the most wondrous thing in the world. We've seen much weirder things.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat. Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
This is gonna be fun. What am I doing?
Talk all you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you. Shut up already, you blasted bird!
Don't let it get into your head.
I've never seen such an enormous colloquy.
Yeah, it is kind of weird seeing one of this size.
Not good. Quickly, gather together. I've got you.
Wow.
That was too close.
Steady now.
I didn't try to encase us in amber. Because that didn't work the first time.
Spread out, everyone. Who paid for that?
Again? Oh.
Thank you.
God damn it. Where'd he go? Come on. You can do this.
That was hardly a tickle.
Aha.
Nothing to it.
Okay, she's pretty impressive, and I'm gonna have fun having her as a major part of our team in the next expansion.
Throw everything you have at it.
Woo! We win.
And I had barely limbered up.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
Ba, 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 ba. Right. But no match for your... Yeah, sorry. Got distracted there a moment. Need to respond to some messages.
Only to be expected. You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt. What a curious bird that was. Though we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Dirty tricks, dirty tricks.
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have...
It played dead.
Leave this to me.
No. Already? I thought that was gonna... Again, I thought that was gonna wait until the expansion, but... Yeah.
Cryle.
New outfit?
I'm terribly, terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
New powers.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamut. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
That was amazing! The piece didn't stand a chance!
I'm glad to have been of service.
May I ask what inspired this change?
Good question.
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Heidelin.
Yes.
Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar rather than join you. It was the same when you set forth for Ultima Thule. How it pained me to stay behind again and again. That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft. As you all have adapted your methods to suit the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute.
Painting.
And after much deliberation, I arrived at my answer. With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy.
There's a legendary Archon named Realm, is there? Realm was the original Pictomancer.
As I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
The certain someone is me.
Indeed. I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular reason?
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal. It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned up among the students' archives. The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name. Galul, someone.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja. That's my father, the Dawn servant. What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
A request to investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn Servant himself?
Yep.
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
Being a member of the royal family, it was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
I can say for a fact that my father didn't write this. Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed.
Okay.
But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one. The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter, however, is entirely in Eorzean. If Father had written this, he would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent, then?
Oh, I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
I see. Oh, thank you for the confirmation. It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuli Yolal. I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
We're eating that.
I mean, it looks edible. It is a bird. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. Just is the matter of the colibri meat. For better or worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Charlian, the last stand. Come, let's see what Guy can cook up for us. A veritable feast with the amount that we're bringing him. I need to sort out this inventory though. Put some things away that I don't need to carry on me right now. Well now, there's a famished face if ever I've seen one. What can I get you, Sparks? Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me. I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors. For you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like, you hear? Wow.
Come.
That does not
Let's
look like it's
enjoy
bird
the
meat.
bounty of our first outing together. I'd heard that Charlian cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
What is this? Oh, it smells spicy.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
Oh god damn. That face.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice. So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Charlian.
Zero at her insanity.
It's nothing I can't handle.
She's crying! Oh, poor dear.
Your boorish manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Oh yeah, they definitely have.
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
Oh, don't lie, you bitch.
I see.
All this time you were from Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
Look how she has a smaller portion. And a popto. I'm actually not sure if
You
that's
and
hers or
everyone
his.
else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid
Or is
the
that a
anxious
roll?
interrogations.
I can't tell.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead. Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long. The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
And that's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace. But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. one who can preserve his legacy. Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the throne. But while we all have the right to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
A man who is too ambitious by half. Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
Of course.
After everything my father has done to give us peace, he would drag us back into war. I can't allow it.
That's
No
fair.
matter what, I must win this contest.
I understand your reasons. But this being an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future, is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Good question.
It's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it.
Good.
The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
That's fair.
That's why I sought you out. Through our hunt, I've confirmed that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well. And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal?
Of course.
You don't need to decide right this moment. But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition. I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
That's fair.
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
That's very kind of you. Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
Why not? Whether Wuk-Lamat has the makings of ruler, I couldn't say. But I know that she deeply cares for her nation and her people. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it well. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. I shall come to the annex later. Till then. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Wuk-Lamat's situation. Still, you've been afforded time to consider her invitation. Why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. It certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. Right. Not only would it help you to make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Alright, we've got blue covered book. The origins of... Oh, it's the origin of blue magic. Huh. Tribe in the distant continent. The tribe holds nature the highest. Seek cultivate a spiritual connection with it. They have learned to harness the power of wildlife around them. In exchange for teaching them a common tongue, must be to live among them and train in their ways. Those days are some of the most grueling I remember. Tremendously rewarding. For instance, village of visiting Lapis Canyon, the tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposits that well up to the surface, turning the entire canyon a brilliant blue. Shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master their art. Make the most powers my own. Exists for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it blue magic. It was this color, as you will have doubtless gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wallaki. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honor the people from whom this noble magic was born. Well, our blue mage mentor is definitely the one who wrote that. Good that he contributed a book on the subject to the library. Here we got a leather-bound book. Let's begin by comparing geographic characteristics of three continents and Tyrol. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. Contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal migration is far more common in history, whether it be by men, animals, or plants. Case in point is the Allegans, who rose to power in Aldenard before advancing east into Ilsebard. Their movements will be mirrored thousands of years later by the Garleans. Meanwhile, although the tribes of Tyrol waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense jungles. Such was the way of it until the leader of the Mamalja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly is a testament to the Arthart's greatness. Okay, so that really does further confirm the idea that so here's our whole map as we have it now. Eorzea. Here's Eorzea. Garlemald. Way up here. Ilsebard. And Thavnair and such are over there. Wait, no. Thavnair is down here. And there's Razat Han. Then over here we have Othard and Gashi. But basically, the way that they've stated this, it does really highlight the idea that this, all of this, is meant to be, well, all of here is meant to be Europe. All over here is meant to be Asia. And we're about to go to the Americas. Is our next destination. That is going to be interesting. Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tyrol is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become familiar sights in Eorzea, many more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This zone introduces a select variety of species as described in testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpacas. detailed some of the creatures. I didn't feel like reading that bit. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzea's cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tyrol. Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous papato. These crops and more, they regularly graze Eorzean dining tables, trace their origins to the New World as the place is known to most. Yeah! Nope, that further confirms it. The various areas in this game are definitely inspired by other places. A tale of his culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Liminsian sailor named Ketenram successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the theretofore unknown continent. Ketenram spent several moons exploring inland, in the course of which he encountered the deserts of the sprawling nation of Mamalja. He was even granted an audience with their supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with permission to roam freely. Ketenram would return to Tyrol several times, but during his first expedition he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limsa Laminsa. Most of these was the papato, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. Produce was far from the only bounty of Ketenram's expedition to Tyrol. Many tantalizing recipes, such as the Beanville burrito, and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City, reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Ketenram's circle, Tyrol largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish a chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent. The library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are a few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tyrol, I dare say you've found tidbits of useful information scattered here and there. But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Meow? I'm quiet. That's weird. My volume and such is set to normal, and that's weird. Sorry if I'm not responding to messages straight away. Am I talking quietly, maybe? I have been fighting off a cold, that might be it. Sorry if I am weirdly quiet and not responding. Meow. Or is it the game? Is the game too quiet? I can turn the game up quite easily. Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I can't help but notice that we read this very same book on cuisine. I'm surprised to find reference to Tyrol with it. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? The legendary City of Gold. I suspected any mention of the City of Gold would catch your eye. It's truly a mystery among mysteries. Here is a city whose location is unknown, no one has ever seen, and yet whispers of existence continue to persist. Countless souls have set off in search of it, never to return. I can imagine it being a suitable challenge for the ritual of succession. Moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tyrol? Given your eventual background, such a topic would interest you. I learned about Valagamanda. Now, why do I get the impression you're imagining pitting your skills against the fell beast? Fortunately, I found some details on your would-be prey. One source simply described it as an enormous winged creature with scales hard as steel that rules the skies. So I could see it with my own eyes, presuming it even exists. I thought I heard familiar voices. Alphino and Alice are here. Hello. Fancy running into the two of you here. Well, well, have some research of your own, do you? Ah, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Razat they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? A nation composed of disparate peoples of Tyrol. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We do well to read up on Tuliolal ourselves. The contest. Is Sparks the only one allowed to help Wuklamat? There was no mention of such restrictions, as I recall. On the contrary, Wuklamat gave us the impression that she could have several champions. I think I know how to make the most of our respite. Follow me, Afano. We have planning to do. Alice, say wait. Would seem our plans have changed, if you'll excuse me. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let's return to the annex. Sorry if I keep going quiet. Trying to save my voice as much as I can in the hopes that I don't make my cold worse.
It's just, despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story. What about you, my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuklamat's request?
They never say no to a new adventure.
Ha! I thought you might say that. With an intrepid attitude such as yours, I believe all shall be well. Be it the contest or something else, there will be many trials for you to overcome at your destination. But in the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward.
I think I pressed that too early. Oh well.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tyrol remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon. The experiences to be had, all the things you might hear, feel, and think. It's enough to stir me to the core.
Come with me.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
Mm-hmm. Having this conversation in the snow is nice.
Is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Hey, after everything we've done, we deserve a vacation. Traveling to a new land would be great.
I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Okay. Yeah, that's not suspicious at all. Of course, Thancred's here. Can't stay away forever, can he? None of our friends can. They're all gonna be joining us again for another adventure. I know some people feel that they should let the Scions rest and focus the story on mainly just your character, but I get why they keep them around. Welcome back, Sparks. If you're looking for wood, she's currently Yeah. Understood. Please wait in the main hall.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
I wish to boldly go where I've never gone before. Woo!
Then you need me as much as I need you. Together we'll blaze new trails in Tural.
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
No, of course not.
Alphano, Alice, what are you two doing here?
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wuklemat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah, you must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
First impressions last.
Ta!
'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Highness. Alphano Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alice.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
Indeed we do. We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors. We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliolal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
Well then.
The more the merrier, I say. And I'd be keen to learn about Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Yay!
Having recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable.
Ha! You're stuck along for the long road, mate.
They're strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers and spare them grisly deaths.
A fair point.
I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
As I recall,
I do
Crime,
like that the way she has
you
her
were the
hood
first
now
to state
makes
your
the
desire to
earring
visit
more
Tural.
visible.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how you held the fort while I set off to explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
But, Raha...
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
You're gonna come along too, right?
Thank you, Raha.
Okay, so they're writing Raha out.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
Is it a map?
There. This, my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The site of your next great adventure, Tural.
Wow. There it is. Oop, I think. Yep, there it is. The proper credits for Endwalker. I feel like I should skip through these, though. Nope, we're not skipping through them because they've got special art. Look at him. Look at our boy. Alphinaud really does suit the color blue. And him being a sage was a great choice. I look forward to seeing what new weapons and outfit he gets. Same with Alice. I've kind of grown tired of the weapon she's been using up to now and think she needs a new one. But I do, and her new outfits, it's not my favorite of her outfits. Most of it's fine, but there's part of it I just don't like. Oh, Kryl. Was that your original weapon? I don't remember her ever using that. Well, I'm glad she's got something more interesting now. And Raha. We love Raha. Though, if he's gonna be absent from the next expansion, that's a shame. But I guess somebody has to be. Ichtola, love it. Because yeah, every expansion has at least one member of the Scions absent. Estidian, you are so edgy, but we love you for it. Actually, he's more of a himbo now, and Thancred went from flirty bard to flirty bard type character to edgelord to dad. Oriange, the greatest scholar around, or one of them anyways. So formal, and this image of him is great. I love the posing. And the goodest girl. Tatharu deserves so much. He's always making us such nice outfits. God. Really? I guess it makes sense. The credits here, by the way, are mostly highlighting the people who are involved in post-Endwalker content. Wow. So rare for there only to be one actor for a role. Oh, Xenos. I do look forward to seeing what's gonna come next. Final Fantasy XIV has been really fun to play. And Endwalker was such a great capstone to a story that was so long in the making. Like, properly concluding the story of all those characters in a way that felt genuine was great. But it does make me feel like a lot of these characters should be retired now. Or put into a state whereby that we don't need to keep seeing them in the main story. Like, Alphino and Alice, I would have been fine if they had been put into the state of, oh, we're busy in Garlemald helping with the restoration effort there. And that was just it. We heard about them every now and again, but that was it. They were done. But bringing them back because they need to learn how best to help Garlemald learn how to cooperate with other nations, that's fine. Kryl is going to have a bigger role, which is going to be great. Erenville, and we have some new characters. I know Erenville's not new, but he's going to have a bigger role, which will be nice. And yeah, Thancred, Ishtola, and Oriange and Estinian are going to find a way to come with us to the New World. There's no way they're getting left behind. We want to go on adventures too. But every expansion has at least one scion getting left behind. For Heaven's Word, it was a pair of scions who were just completely absent from the expansion. Reappeared in post Heaven's Word, where they chose to kill one off, reveal one of them wasn't who she claimed to be, and that character then was like a major part of the next expansion, during which they effectively wrote her out. Like, she still appears every now and again, but they're more cameo appearances. She hasn't had a big role again since then. As for who was left out of Stormblood? Thancred. Thancred barely did anything in Stormblood. At least I don't remember him having that big or significant of a role during that expansion. It made up for it in the next expansion by having him have a very big role. And during that expansion, Kryl was the one who was absent. Because she obviously didn't go over... She didn't go over to... first. So she wasn't present for the events of Shadowbringers. Endwalker, I think, is the first expansion where all the scions have been present. But it's also the expansion that saw the group disband. But they're not really disbanded. It's silly. Do I really want to keep this going? I should honor and respect the creative team. And let this play out. I hope Zero comes back, though. It was a shame that she was just like a post-Endwalker character. Great character. Really want to see more of her. So I do hope she returns. Definitely replacing this headset with the other one that I have that I'm not really using. Because definitely, yeah, the head bridge part has snapped and I can feel the bend trying to dig into my skull. It's not actually doing so because there's a soft padding, but still. I need to replace it with the other one of the others I have. I'm gonna do that while I'm waiting for these credits, so I'll be back in a moment. Love this song. One moment, I have to take a call. Apparently my name's on some list somewhere, and that's really annoying. Anyways. These little recap flashes are nice, though. That was a long and very well written story. Shame this Patch's story is so short. I know it's just the final bit of story before we get into Dawn Trails, but yeah. Well, I'm just gonna keep myself occupied while I'm waiting for those credits to be gone. I know I can skip it, but again. I might as well as just let it play. Who knows, there may be post-credit stuff or something. Sorry if I've gone a bit quiet. Oh, we're getting to the end now. It's showing clips from this patch now. Look, he's so excited to be going off on an adventure with us. I'm glad they actually decided to show off Pictomancer early. Really build up hype for the new classes and Krau's involvement in the future story. Oh. Okay, this is new. For the reason not to skip the credits. Huh. Those two are having a very healthy relationship, wandering through the 13th with their little porksy friend. Aww. The dragon siblings flying together, all happy. So nice. I mean, it sucks for her that she's been reduced down to the size of a baby, but you know, at least she's alive. Just blackness now? Nothing else to show us? That's a shame. Still, I'm glad for those little clips. Oof. Meh. It does actually bug me a bit that it's just black screen now. Kind of hoping something will pop up. But based on the song that's playing right now, I think I just overestimated how much space they'd need for all the names. And hence why it's black here. They may fix that at some point in the future and add something here to fill in the blackness, but I don't know. I'm gonna skip it now because it's just boring now. There's at least some interesting stuff at first. Now it's nothing. Lest you wonder about your passage to Thrall, Aaronville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Which, please take this with you, a rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your upcoming journey. Not much sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know. Okay, so until then, take your ease. Meanwhile, in Limsa Laminsa.
When does the next ship set sail?
May I ask your destination?
The north and east, I've already seen. I suppose I'll head west this time.
West, you say?
He's gonna end up on the exact same ship as us. And an old Charlian. Thancred and Oriange are meeting up.
I see you've made up your mind. I had a feeling you'd be keen.
But to think that our comrades too are thither bound. Fate doth work in mysterious ways.
Yep.
Indeed. It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them.
Oh.
If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition. Though thine expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed.
Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come?
Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
Aye. This will be a mission to remember.
I get the feeling, with the way they said contend, that they've been recruited by
Come,
one of
my
the...
friend. We make for Tyrrell.
They've been hired by one of the opposing people. Hopefully not the one that, no, they wouldn't work for the one that wants to push for war.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty?
Yes.
Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
No.
The fabled golden cities of the New World?
Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizon's bond and tread the gilded... Give me time to read it! Jesus. Hold on, I want to take a look at this and see how I look with it. I love it. We have an actual rucksack. It is a bag with more bags attached. I love it. And the boots. Just look at them. They actually jostle around a bit when we move. Like independently of the rest of the bag. Same with the lantern. Oh, I love that. I love it when they give things actual proper working physics. Well. Unfortunately, though. There's nothing else for us to do right now. That's it. We're caught up on FF14 content. Well, mostly. I'll show you some things quickly. Right now, for new content, I need to level up each of the beast tribes. It is after 3 o'clock. I could go do some of them. Wouldn't be able to get any of them leveled up, though. I'd rather do that off camera, to be honest. And right now I want to take a break anyways, so... We're going into an ending now screen. So that'll be it for FF14 for a bit. When I do unlock enough new content where I feel I can get an hour or two out of it, I will jump into new content. If I can't get enough for that, then at the start, I'll probably start up Final Fantasy VII, and for the first hour or so of FF7 streams, I'll play 14. We'll see though. We'll see on that one. I don't really like the idea of having 2 games, but honestly, in order to make things work, I might have to do it that way. But we'll see how things go. So, yeah. Until next time, guys, as always, I've been Sparks. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.